And we have returned. Welcome back to the stream, everybody. That was a metal cover of the Uedo Castle theme and the boss music as well from that area by Toxic X Eternity, I believe is the YouTube name, so, you know, look his stuff up. He's been doing covers of this variety for, I think, 10 or 11 years at this point, so yeah. He's actually got a few from Mystical Ninja. And Mystical Ninja is indeed the game that song came from, and what we're going to finally be getting back to, because I think the last time I attempted to stream this was definitely before Halloween. It was probably back mid-September or something like that. I tried to stream it. Everything went wonky on me. I stopped after 15 minutes, and I haven't gotten back to it since. But I think it's time to finally dive back into Mystical Ninja and maybe finish it? I don't know. I think I'm close to the end of the game, but I don't know if I'm close enough to be able to knock it out in a single stream tonight. But we'll see what happens. Without further ado, let's switch on over to the thing. I find it. Where is it? It's over here, somewhere in the... Oh, there we go. N64. Yeah, the N64 tab. Gotcha. I had to reorganize some of this stuff again, so hopefully this is going to be in a decent shape, but I guess we'll see now, won't we? Hello, Baked. Welcome back to the stream. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. I have a little penguin. Just happened to be on the desk. I don't know. so here's a little penguin. I think my niece got me that. Pretty sure. It's got a lot of weight to him. It's perfect size. It's a little pocket penguin. Okay, well, you don't really need to go through the intro again. Awesome though it may be. It's been so long since I played this. Yeah, I'm at Festival Village. I think I had just upgraded my weapon so I can bust up some rocks to get to the top of a mountain. And we're going to be a tiny ninja man who can do this! It kills me that I forgot he could do that. I don't know how useful that maneuver is, but he can do it. Ah, there we go, there's the map. See if I can remember how the hell to get out of this town and get to the mountain I need to get to. I think this might be it. Alright then. What's it? Although, come to think of it... maybe not? Yeah, because I think this leads me to an area I can't do anything with just yet. Okay, no, yeah, I think this might be the way I came in. I need to go out the northern side of town to get to the mountain. Oh yeah, Ice Kunai. Never mind. Upgrading the weapons also increases the attack power, which should come as no surprise. Because those enemies I was just clearing out, I think they took 2 hits to defeat last time, so... When I was a kid playing this game, I loved this little robot ninja dude. I think I may have already said this before, but I'm pretty sure he was my favorite character in this game. I don't know, just look at him. Also, you can do this! Again! The dude almost looks like he could be a Pokemon, honestly. Ah yes, Mount Fear. Adjacent to Terror Lake. I think there is actually a lake over there. It's not Terror Lake, but... Mount Fear, back route. Something else I know I've said before, but it's been so long since I played this, but man, this game has a good soundtrack. It's one of those underrated ones that you don't really think about, you know? I was expecting it to just split in half, not rocket into the sky. What the hell did Mokube put into our weapons, man? He's a wizard! Oh man, this is a really good tune, actually. Wow. I neglected to notice this last time, I think. Such a lovely chill tune for a place called Mount Fear. I know I was already down here, but is there something... I don't know, I just felt like there might have been something hiding behind that tree. I guess not. I can guarantee you I'm not going to find all the lucky dolls that increase your energy. I also don't know why I did that. Honestly, I think there might be a lucky doll or two that I've seen but haven't been able to get, and I've completely gone by them, so... But that's fine. You don't need to go full strength to finish this game, I'm sure. I seem to recall the last dungeon being incredibly either long or difficult. But we'll see what happens when I get to it. Because I think there's one now, and then there's the last one. Do I ever visit Nova Scotia? I've never actually been to Nova Scotia, not once, which is weird. Because I've been to a number of other provinces in the country, but I haven't been to the one that's arguably closest to us and I can take a ferry to get to. We were planning on taking a trip there at some point or another because we actually have a couple of friends from there, but, I don't know. I haven't done it yet. I will at some point or another. But the really funny thing about living in Newfoundland, and this is strange, is, sometimes it's more expensive traveling to the closer provinces in Newfoundland than it is further away. Like, I'm pretty sure it's more expensive to fly to Labrador, which is part of the province, because Newfoundland and Labrador is the province. It's more expensive to fly there than it is to fly to, say, Alberta, in a lot of cases. So it's crazy. Oh, you're planning a trip there? Nice. Well, I hope you enjoy yourself. I've heard a lot of good things from the people I know who have gone. But, no, one of these days I'd really like to hit up basically every province in the country if I can. I've been to I say Montreal, as if that's the province. No, Quebec is the province. Although some would tell you that Montreal is basically all you need to go to in Quebec. I'm not going to get into that whole kettle of fish there, but, oh yeah, you live a few hours from Montreal. See, that's the funny thing about Montreal, is it's a really easy spot to get to if you live on the mainland. A buddy of mine I went to school with, he was living in Ontario for a while. He was working at a hockey school or something like that, I believe, and he would constantly go to Montreal for concerts. Like, they have a lot of metal shows in Montreal. So I went up a couple of times and went along with him. Hello Penny, welcome back to the stream. Hopefully you're having a lovely day. Yes, this game is great. The controls haven't exactly aged well, but then again, a lot of 3D platformers on the N64 have not. But it's really fun, it's really weird, and I don't know, I feel like we haven't had a new Mystical Ninja game in a while, so I really hope that this game gets some love eventually. Because, what was it? Pocky and Rocky got a new game, and well, it was a remake of the first one, but Pocky and Rocky got a new game recently, so why not get a new Mystical Ninja too while we're at it, right? You must have come here not knowing what to do. Huh? How do you know? I've been in this for 120 years. All I need to do is look at your face, and I know exactly what you're thinking of. This works for robots, too? Okay. Ah! There's something. I can see something. What? Is my fly open? That's not where I'm looking! This game's laugh track. Oh, you were debating on playing the translated PS2 game at some point? I say do it. I don't even... There's only 2 games in this series I'm familiar with. This one, which is the one I've played the most. And I think I've played one of the Super Nintendo entries a couple of times, but never enough to finish it. But I played the hell out of this when I was a kid. We used to rent it all the time. And even though it's technically not all that big of a game, the one thing that always struck me is the scope of it. It was one of the first games I played when I was younger that actually gave me a sense of, I'm in this big world and I'm traveling from place to place, you know? And it's not even that big of a game, but it's just... the traversal of each area makes it feel like you're on this big journey. I don't know, it's hard to describe, but it was the first time I really got that feeling in a 3D game. Oh, there was another one for the N64? Goemon's Adventure, also for the N64. Had decent multiplayer? Okay, cool. I don't know, I feel like I should probably look into the rest of the games in this series and play them at some point. Lord knows when I'm gonna get time to do that, but, you know. It's on the list of several hundred games. That's not even an exaggeration, several hundred games. I see an old man with a strange look in a very dark place. Strange? Then it could only be the wise old man in Iga. You must be joking. Sounds like you know this man. How about it? With my powers, I could call him out here. Really? I mean, he exploderated, but okay. Oh, the first time you do the fight on the back. Oh yeah, no, well, of course I've gone through that section a while ago now. But yeah, when you end up on the dragon's back, it's both magical and kind of annoying because I fell off so many times playing it as a kid, but it was just, you felt like you really accomplished something when you finished it. And then you gained the ability to ride around on the back of a dragon whenever you want, and what's not to love about that? Please. I just want to get a glimpse of my wise old man. Alright, I'll do it for 300 Ryo. Huh? Nani? You're asking us for money? Of course! This is a business. I've got to charge something. 300 Ryo. Take it or leave it. Sure, why not? Let's speak to the dead. Very well. Now, I'm going to call them all back. All of them? Come here, welcome, come on, baby, come back, come on, baby, take that. Old man, wise old man looks like he'd be able to fuck you up, honestly. He's pretty impressive looking. Look at that beard. Oh, Sasuke! Ah, where in the world is this? Oh man, what has happened to you? Oh no! Wise man, tell us! We want to save Kyushu and Omitsu, but we have no idea where to go or look. See. As I understand it, Kyushu is floating in outer space. Outer space? Yeah, but how are we going to get all the way out there? There is one way. Huh? Retrieve miracle items from the 4 Flake Gang leaders of Peach Mountain. Take it to the altar of the Stone Circle in Ugo to the west. Then you'll be able to go to outer space. Awesome. But wise man, how do you know? It's because I'm the wise man. It's right there in the name. Wait a minute. I see you already have 3 miracle items. You only need 1 more. Good luck on your search. Bye, wise man. Sasuke, I can see your lost memories. You're leaving for some place with a firecracker bomb in your hand. You stumbled on the edge of a table. Ouch. The firecracker bomb is thrown onto the floor, causing the castle-like home to explode. Batteries in your back have come off, and you've been thrown high up in the sky. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Might be wise to keep this a secret from your allies. Yeah, I thought I remembered that about this game. Because we end up finding Wise Old Man's house early on in the game, and it blows to smithereens. And we find Sasuke's body, but of course his batteries are gone, so he's deactivated. And then you get into the first impact fight. The entire time, Goemon and Ibisumaru are convinced that the Flake gang did it. Like, they blew up the place and killed the Wise Old Man. Nope, apparently it was just an accident. Sasuke blew the place up. So that man is dead. That man is dead just because of clumsiness. Oops. Oh no, ghost. Well, the ghost seems to be friendly. How nice of it to, you know, put me some slack there. Oh, Sasuke. Well, this game does basically play like a sitcom anyway. So much absurdity just keeps happening. Okay, so that was all I needed to do up there, I guess? I don't know if this is something the game told me already, or if this is just something I'm remembering from playing it before, but I'm pretty sure the next... dungeon is a submarine. Which I feel like I access from here somewhere? But I need to get a specific ability first before I can do it. There is a gate located underwater. To open this, you must press the red button in the waters. Yeah, there's this... There's a specific ability, that's the word I'm looking for, yes, that I need to get before I can do anything with that. I just need to remember how I get to that. I might need to go speak to the weird-ass fortune teller again. So this is the place I need to go to get outer space. However, I cannot yet get to space. I am missing one more MacGuffin, don't you know? Let's go back into town, have a little chat with the townsfolk, see if they've got something new to say. Yeah, because the only other exit here in Mount Fear is up top, and that's the witch's hut. Unless there's another thing I can break with my newly upgraded weapons. I saw a fish monster arise out of the ocean. It looked like a monster that would come out in an SFX movie. Okay. This game. It has been very cold for several days now. The main route leading to Mount Fear is now covered in ice, making it very difficult. But it shouldn't be nearly as difficult to climb if you use a ladder and climb the alternate route around the back. The ocean about this time of year becomes covered with ice due to the icebergs drifting down from the North Pole. Okay. The other side of this village is Mount Fear, where a witch lives, who can call the spirits of all kinds of people. Just the other day, she called upon an alien spirit, which ended up causing a huge headache. Without fear, the power used by the witch is marvelous, but I'm puzzled as to what exactly she is calling. Mr. Mokube, who lives around Mount Fuji, is actually my elder brother. I have been hearing rumors that he has further developed his skills. Use the pipe my brother makes, there should be no problem getting through to destroy the rocks blocking at Mount Fear. Been there, done that, buddy. North of this village you will find the stone circle, where the mysterious stone pillars stand. However, the circle does not mean there's a bunch of people in a circle. I didn't think it meant that. Oh, yes! No, this isn't Paul Bearer. Every single night is a festival! A festival! A festival! Yeah! Hey! This is where you're supposed to ask me to stop getting so excited. No. Why would I do that? You're having fun. Oh, I haven't been in this section of town yet. Alright. I've completely missed this, apparently. There is a saying that if you climb up the waterfall of Kigun, you could become a mermaid. I myself am going to become a mermaid and wait for my prince to come. Okay. Talk to me, old man. Long ago, this village was where people who sacrificed their lives would come to live. They called it the Don't You Think It's Hot-Blooded Village. What? Well, I made that up, but it sounds true when I say it that way, doesn't it? I'm old, everyone trusts me. Somewhere in this village is a store where you cannot enter unless you're a good swimmer. But if anyone attempted to swim here with all this snow on the ground, surely they'd catch a cold. Dog. The back route to Mount Fear is inaccessible due to the stone blocking the way. Ruff! There's no way you could destroy that stone and get through without an extra powerful weapon or something. Ruff! Dogs don't talk. In this village where festivals are held every day, there is only one day with no festival, the New Year. It's kind of a strange village, don't you think? A little, yeah. If you exit from the south of this village, turn right and go through the Uzun Tunnel. You will find the Waterfall of Kigun. Oh, you might find it a little confusing, but that's the way to get to the Waterfall of Kigun. I feel like that's where I need to go next. I think I've already been there? You like the little ding when I talk to people? Yeah, this game has some pretty good sound design, I must say. Ding! UFOs are often sighted at the stone circle of Ugo. Incidentally, that's where our precious cattle were abducted. I can't take this anymore. I want to have my cow, man. What? Okay. The sound the sliding doors make is rather pleasing as well. I don't know why. It's just, again, good sound editing in this game. Rival store to this shop is apparently right in the festival village, but I've never seen it there. I wonder where it is. I like how that rice ball just has a full goddamn fish sticking out the middle of it. I mean, maybe that's an actual thing, I don't know. I've really got to get this windscreen clamped into my mic stand better. Okay. Welcome! What would you like? Apple? Bowl of noodles? Or a tempo? I'm good, thanks. I'm full of all the health, I don't need any of your food. I'm strong as an ox, I am. I shouldn't be saying that too loud, because I might get abducted like that guy's precious cattle. I hear that food is disappearing recently from all over the place. Just the other day, the foie gras and a can of caviar I'd been saving for a special occasion disappeared. Blast it! Well, la-di-da, Miss Rich Lady. You and your fancy, disgusting food. I don't know, I don't find either of those things all that appetizing, let's be honest. Beth! As of late, I've noticed this nice scent coming from the ocean. What a scent! I'm quickly getting very hungry. You know, it never establishes if you can speak to animals specifically because of reasons, or if anybody can speak to dogs in this game, in this world. Anyway, I think I'll go have a chat with the fortune teller in a moment, but I want to have a gander around if I can. I can hardly stand on my own two legs, but I tell you, the drum of the festival brings power to my soul. A weirdo with a white face was roaming the village asking for the secret to the power of the festival. Why would he ask a dog like me? Well, whoever the weirdo is, probably Baron. Or Sharon, one of them. They can talk to dogs anyway. If only I were just a little younger, I'd be the one on stage. But on second thoughts, I'd rather not. I'm afraid of high places. If the drummer of the festival were selected on looks, I just know they'd pick me. In my head, he's actually making airplane noises, and he's kind of going like an airplane around the drum. He's just going like... I don't know. That's just my head canon. Hey, hey! My body's moving to the beat of the music! Yes! Flash, the rockin' kid! Shaking it, baby! Child, no. Child, stop. The drummer at the festival is not only popular with the girls, he's also popular with the boys. Everyone wants him. I mean, he's alright, I guess. He looks like two other guys in the village, but... The #1 drum specialist in town. That's me, Hikozo. You're surprised? You ask why? You ask why? How could you ask with that tone of voice? Ha 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 ha. With my drumstick techniques, I can make any item sound like drums. Ah, but the other day I hit a dog trying to make such a sound, but got into a lot of trouble. Are you some kind of like lunatic? No. I'm too scared to go down. Why is he hitting dogs with sticks? The man is a psychopath, yes. Okay, so the fortune teller is a bit closer to the front of town. Anything poked away in the sides of the buildings here? Oh, no, it appears not, because I can't actually go down that way. Yeah, see, because this dude looks exactly like the drummer. Best looking guy in town, my ass. Because who can say no to this face? That you can't really see because he's wearing a hood. Howdy! Welcome to the Plasma Fortune Teller. Oh yes, please. The weirdo of Peach Mountain, who's around here somewhere, has the miracle item you're looking for. Find out where he is, listen well to the people of the festival village. Okay. I feel like they've told me all they can tell me, though. I think I need to get to the waterfall and deal with all that stuff. Which, if I remember correctly, I go out through the south side of town here. I think that might be in the tunnels I was just through. Yeah, because I think it's the south side of town. I go... Well, wait, let's see what's out here. This is the way I came in, I think. Yeah. Man, I got like a little piece of dead skin on my thumb, and that annoys the hell out of me. So therefore I have to like chew on it, because, you know, that's healthy, right? That's not disgusting at all. I did that entirely by mistake. Get a nail clipper to clip off any hanging bits? Yeah, that'd probably help. Because I find just trying to pick it off with your fingers or whatever, it just makes it worse. Take control of the legend of the mermaid. Looking for applicants. You wish to challenge the legend? I'm gonna pass on this one. No, let's do it. I dread the thought of seeing a male mermaid. Why not? Who wouldn't want to see a merboy? I think I might need to clarify what I'm referencing there if you're not from Newfoundland in general, or like even the city specifically. Is that there's this I assume they still do it, but there's this calendar that gets done every year called the Merboys, and it's just these group of guys that dress up as mermaids, and it's just a series of pictures of them on these calendars. It's great. Most of them are very heavily bearded too, which makes it even better. They're the Merboys. But who wouldn't want to see a Busumaru as one? But no, it needs to be a. Are you ready? Oh, you ready? Do you want instructions for the training? Yes, I've not done this. Press the A button several times quickly to climb the waterfall in front of you. If you reach the goal, located at the top of the waterfall, within the specified time, you have completed the training! However, there will be Oyakatas appearing at the top of the waterfall to try to foil your attempts. Use your control stick to keep you from falling into the waterfall basin. Ready, set, go! Well, I failed. Okay, I have to, like, rapidly hit it. I hate these kinds of challenges, because I can never press the button fast enough. Damn it! Ah! Damn it! Ah! Although I don't seem to be having as much problem this time as I did last time. It's like, as soon as I started last time, it just went to hell. Fuck yeah! Mermaid! Beautifully done! Your gracious swimming skills are like that of the mermaid princess. Now you can swim underwater in the deep ocean and rivers. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! I like how I'm immediately getting wrecked by this weird water snake. You know, I'm pretty sure that's using the same swimming sound effect as Mario 64. Let's just listen. Yeah, I think that's the same thing. Well, that's the thing about a lot of games in, well, practically every system, but it happened a lot in this particular era, in the 16-bit eras. There's a lot of shared sound fonts. I especially find in Konami games of the 16-bit era, they use a lot of the same sound effects and such. And come to think of it, this is a Konami game as well, so... Run away! Run away from the chompy thing. I wonder. Hey, where does this lead me anyway? Anywhere? Nowhere? Okay, that just leads me there. I feel like there might have been something over there at one point, but I must have already gotten it. Here's one thing to test. Can I swim up the waterfall? I think I can. Pump that crazy tail! I'd say crazy legs, but, you know, just kind of lacking in them currently. Okay, that leads me nowhere. I was expecting something more. If it was really good, I might have been able to leap off the side of the waterfall and get onto the bridge, but... I love how he just swims face down. Well, he's a robot, it's not like he needs to breathe or anything. Oh! Alright then. I didn't realize I was there. Coming down here wasn't entirely pointless. That's nice. Well, let's go back into town and see about that secret thing. You know the thing? The secret store, that's what I'm trying to say. Because I think I have to go down there and then in the ocean. There's something in the ocean. I mean, that one kid did tell me about, some big ol' monster. Which I think is probably the submarine. Oh no, the music didn't die, it's just... At least I don't think the music died. Is something playing now? That area just has, like, ambient music noises. It sounds all dark and spooky and all. Hey, where's that lady who wanted to be a mermaid? Screw you. I am the prettiest mermaid! It's me! She just needed to know. She needed her hopes and dreams dashed. Because I'm the hero, I guess? Cool. Seems like a poor spot to put a store, though, you know, what with the only people able to get here are either mermaids or people who can hold their breath real good. Welcome! What have you come to buy? What's the surprise pack? This will increase the remaining players by one. Oh, okay, gotcha. That's what those are. I think I'll buy the gold armor. That'll do for now, my friend. Now, if you excuse me, I need to go taunt the local woman again about how I'm the prettiest mermaid. That's right, I'm talking to you, lady. Gaze upon my glory. Anyway, you know, the whole world-saving thing. I should go do that. This way? Yeah, it was this way, wasn't it? Oh, yes. To the ocean, though I doubt I'm going to run across any singing crustaceans. Well, maybe some snow crab. Get it? Because of the... yeah. Explaining jokes makes them funnier. Oh boy, sake food. I don't think I actually need that, though. Oh yeah, I forgot you could do that. I don't think it makes me go all that faster. I believe it's just sort of like a torpedo attack. I have opened the door. I know I've already said it once, but man, this is a really good song. I don't know, it's just striking me again. Let's have a quick swim around, see if there's anything else I can pick up down here. I don't think so, I think it's just soggy food. Okay, no, you actually can go a little bit faster. If you hold the button, she just keeps doing it. Torpedo style! Japan Sea, underwater. There's no way out. We're doomed! Doomed! I'm probably good. That's one angry-looking seahorse. Off-brand Zora theme. Yeah! Now that you mention it, it really is, isn't it? That only reminds me, though, you know, the weirdest thing, like, the games that I have not done for Retro Sunday yet, in the years that I've been doing Retro Sunday, I haven't played any Zelda games aside from Link's Awakening. It's weird. Because I haven't done Link to the Past, I haven't done Ocarina, I haven't done Majora's Mask. Aha, I knew there was something else down here. One of these days I should do that, because I love all three of those games. Majora's Mask probably being my favorite. There's an unofficial PC port for Ocarina with smooth 60 frame per second gameplay and modern controller support? Really? I might have to look into that. Speaking of Zelda, I wonder if this water level is going to be as annoying. Whoa! What the hell is that? Oh, that just leads me back outside. Through the goddamn propeller, apparently. Oh, lucky me. Good thing this thing is frozen on a block of ice, or I would have been shredded into chunks. Okay, so I need to go this way. And avoid getting smushed by the weird spiky boys. I have to go in the inn section, yes. Why the giant sushi? How very odd. Elephant Man! I'll save you! Or not. Oh, I don't want to go downstairs. Yeah, close enough. I don't know that you call it a castle, if I'm being honest. Wait, what is this place called? The Gourmet Submarine Castle. Some real gourmet shit. Explains the sushi, I guess. Ah! That's a new trick. I don't like it. Whoa! Turns red. Although really, I don't need to kill the enemies. There's only specific instances where that's actually a thing that needs to be done. Yeah, let's take the path of least resistance first. Although maybe I need to get a key or something over here. Hooray for indecisiveness! Or I could just, you know, hot-foot it across, either way. Wait a minute. Just leads me back here. What's the purpose of that? Yeah, taking a little bit of damage isn't gonna hurt. I like how incredibly contradictory that sentence is. It's not gonna hurt much. Well, I expected I was going to do that at some point. If I'm being honest, I don't think I'd eat anything I'd find in this place. It doesn't really seem like it's, FDA approved, you know? Or whatever the equivalent would be in this crazy world of the game. Good jump. Well done. Well done, me. don't want that bad enough to try to jump over there to get it. I'm missing like half a heart. I think I'll live. Interesting. I suppose I theoretically could have just gone the low road on this one. A bit more dangerous, perhaps. Oh, thanks for sending that to me there, Baked. I'll check that out later. Oh no, living sushi man. Also, I like how there's just a picture on the wall of them. Anything interesting down here? The answer is no. I do like how it's just plates. Random plates. Well, so much for that. Ah, screw it. Let's huffle them across. I wonder what a no damage run of this game would be like. Probably awful. Not the kind of challenge I'd be up to, if I'm being honest. Ah! I mean, I don't view it as cheating, Baked. I did just burn the souls off of my feet. I paid something for it. Whoops. Pro strats! I mean, that being said, I can cool my tootsies here in this room anyway, which I seem to be doing repeatedly by jumping off the platform at the wrong time. Still not worth it going over there to get that. I need to be pretty low on health to really want to do it. Actually, no, the game does not have camera control. In Mario 64, the C buttons would do it. In this, the C buttons activate things like the map, character change, magic spells, that kind of thing. The most camera control you have is if you stay in one spot for long enough, the camera will rotate around to the back of the character. If this game was ever redone, that would be one thing I'd really want them to fix. At least I'm pretty sure there's no camera control. Damn it. I want to get up to the thing. Okay, there we go. I thought I would incinerate myself if I did that, but I guess not. I have Mr. Arrow. Another thing I really love about this game, which I think I've mentioned before, is that the dungeon music evolves the further into it you get. It starts off really simplistic and it gets more and more complicated the further in you get. Now I'm just swimming in broth. I am becoming one with sushi. Also, can we just appreciate how happy these little spiky things look? Look at that thing. Look at it's loving life. I think I'll call it Frederick. A whole bunch of spiky little Fredericks. I mean, they'll kill me if I get too close to them, but they're chill enough that they won't bother coming after me. Well, except for those ones that were rocketing towards me at the beginning of the dungeon, but I don't think that was their fault. They were just being propelled. They're just living life. Living their little floaty, spiky life. Bunch of happy little Fredericks. See, these guys are cool. They're only sort of guarding the key. Unlike these asshole ghost fish that are kicking around everywhere. It's a cherry! A weird place to find a cherry. Maybe I'm floating in a cocktail of some kind. Maybe I'm getting hammered via osmosis. Wouldn't that be a life? That does remind me I have some beer I'm going to try later. We'll grab some of that in a moment. See if I can get a little bit further here, though. There's so much food over here! Could we be having a field day? And then I end up in this incredibly inferno-ish area. Run! Good thing I bought that armor. Though it seems like it's the, the helmet that's taking the brunt of it, now that that's gone, though. Shit. This place is deliciously dangerous. This place is delightfully devilish, Seymour. And all these steamed hams. I don't think that's ham, though, so the joke doesn't exactly work now, does it? Ah, damn it! Okay, you know what? There's a ladder over here. I do like how the game seems to give you all these outs if you're willing to take a pile of damage. Because you can do it the right way, or you can do it the stupid way. We won't judge much. Ah! They fly! I'll see you, Crabman. gold key. And so far, this doesn't seem terribly difficult. I think the gold key leads me to the boss, but... Wait, didn't I have a oh wait, no, I had a silver key, but the silver key opened that door. Unless the silver key is back here. Oh yeah, so it is. A bazooka? This allows Ye to shoot at enemies from a distance. By continuously holding down the B button, then letting go, a lock-on bazooka is activated whereby it will automatically lock on to the enemies at which it is aimed. I get to blow shit up! Excellent. It does use money, but you know. Find the hidden route using the wind-up camera. Thanks for giving me a hint. Aha, there we go. I like how it's just a bunch of soggy French fries. Crap. Why the soggy French fries? I do not know, but there we are. Where does the other door lead me, though? Oh, I don't know. I'll backtrack if need be. Try getting through this area first. Meat. This one's easy enough to get, so I may as well grab it. Oh no! Weird dude! Take the high ground. Is there anywhere I can go? No, I guess I just go through that door. Thanks for handing out those gift subs there, Rolls. Greatly appreciated. Oh, the music's kicked up a notch. Let's go through the easy door first. Let's not go through the easy door, because I need the key. Man, this music got real intense. Right, that soup. Take a soup bath. Ah! For some reason, I thought that lying down in the soup would save me. I was incorrect. Life lessons. Don't lie down in the soup. It won't save you. Oh god! Okay. So we got an extra life up there. How do I get to it? I guess I gotta run around the sides of the room, maybe? And not jump off the side, sure. The little noise that he makes. Wah. Damn it. Hug the wall! Hug the wall! Damn it! I didn't hug the wall enough. This game's controls are as smooth as butter. I don't know if I'll agree with that. Although honestly... Sorry, I mean as if your controller is coated in smooth butter. This is true. Although I was using a different controller when I started streaming this ages ago. It was a very cheap N64 style controller, and it was much worse. I've been finding a lot better with this one. Oh, you picked up Breath of the Wild last night, Rolls? Nice. Enjoy losing a chunk of your life to that game, because I know I did. I think it took me 2 years to finish that. It was worth it. Okay, let's head back the other way. Now granted, I was specifically streaming every part of that game. I don't think I played... I don't think I played any of Breath of the Wild without streaming it, so that's why it took me so long to finish it. I do remember very distinctly the very first time that I streamed Breath of the Wild. I got off of the plateau, and I gunned it for the castle first chance I got. I got in pretty far. I think I got as far as the library before I decided, you know what, there's too many Lizalfos kicking around with goddamn explosive arrows. I think I need to leave and come back later. The game does not mean for me to be here. Oh, your issue was you had a setting for diagonals that you didn't have turned on? Yeah, I think I've got the diagonal set properly. Okay, I need to destroy that thing. Oh, too late for that. Now I'm down here with the crab people. Crab people. But I don't think the diagonals were easy to set with my other really cheap control. How did I do that? Goemon is confused. And now he's crab food. Some other suggestions for Switch games for you though, Rules. If you're into Castlevania-style games, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night's a good one. Or Curse of the Moon, that's the more 8-bit version of that game, or like a side game for that. That's pretty good. I haven't finished Bloodstained yet, but I keep meaning to get back to it. I went backwards. I need to go this way. Ah! If you want a retro Zelda ripoff, okay. Blossom Tales. I don't think I've heard about that one. I'm a little confused here. Do I have a key? I don't have a key. I think both of the doors I can go through now currently are locked, meaning I have to go somewhere else. So as of right now, you have Link's Awakening, Mario Kart, and Breath of the Wild. I think you're going to hold off on anything until you get Breath of the Wild under your belt. Blossom Tales is like a bit like Princess Bride and how it's portrayed. I'm gonna write that one down because I do love me some Princess Bride, so I might have to check that one out at some point. Blossom Tales. I don't know how much into stuff like farming sims you are, Rolls, but Stardew Valley is really good on the Switch. Like, I mean, the game's been on PC forever, but the Switch version of Stardew Valley is actually really nice. It's really good to have it portable. That's a game I've lost a lot of my life to. I have seen a lot of people stream Mario Kart for community nights. Me being the incredible loner that I am, I don't think I've ever actually streamed... I don't think I've streamed Mario Kart, period, and I don't think I've ever played it online, because I suck at playing games online. Yeah, I'm kinda confused as to where I'm supposed to go to get a key now. I need a diamond, I need another silver... I feel like I've missed something somewhere. Oh, that's fair. Stardew gives you more to do than Animal Crossing does. Animal Crossing, you kind of have to make your own fun, basically. But Stardew Valley does give you, like, quest-like progression, and it does have a lot of combat in it that is kind of Zelda-ish, that you don't even have to do if you don't want to, but it's there. So, you know. When you played this game as a kid, you didn't realize there was a map. I can see how that would make things very difficult. That being said, the map is also kind of confusing when you think about it, because it shows you what room you're in, but it doesn't tell you what orientation you are. They don't really tell you where you're facing. All I know now is I'm down at the end of that corridor there that's only got that one door. You were correct about that though, Rules. Animal Crossing hit at the perfect time, and I feel like getting into it when it first came out would have been your best option. Because I fell off of Animal Crossing a while ago. I haven't even bothered to play it in ages. Which is sad, because I do have some of the extra content that they added afterwards, and I just haven't played any of it. I think I've got a few stores opened up on the co-op islands. I haven't been to the cafe at all, though I hear that's really chill and nice to do. One of these days I might get back into it. You still have nightmares about that launch? Oh yeah, that's right, because you work at EB, don't you? I can only imagine what it's been like for you the past couple of days. Have you lost your mind yet? You had to hand count so many tickets and send people to the food court? What? And make so many tickets, okay. You would go into the food court and call out holy crap. I didn't realize it was that bad. Like, I hadn't played an Animal Crossing game before, that one. Which, New Horizons, that's the name of it, right? So I never really realized how big it was. But people love that series, so... I do not have a silver key. Okay, I'm missing a key. I gotta go find one somewhere. Oh yeah, and the distancing regulations kicked in. You only did pre-sale pickups. It sounds like it was just one giant clusterfuck from start to finish. Yeah, it's not very often I pre-order a game. I think the last one that I actually pre-ordered was Red Dead Redemption 2, and I remember... I bet you money the key's here somewhere. I gotta get up top. But I remember the night I went to pick up Red Dead 2, it was very streamlined, but of course that was pre-pandemic, and it wasn't at the very beginning of it, so... I feel like there's more to this room than meets the eye. Maybe I need to kill the enemies. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Your debit went down for 5 hours on Black Friday. At that point, the universe is just trying to kill you, right? That's what that is? Holy crap. I can't remember. Was there a big release this past week, too? I thought there was some game that people were really hyped about that was going to be coming out sometime this weekend. I could be wrong. I very rarely keep up with new releases because it just takes me so long to get through stuff. Oh, Pokemon was the week prior. Okay, that's the one I'm thinking about. Okay, so it came out the week before Black Friday. So, I mean, it's better, right? You know? I'm sure it could have been worse. Though it sounds like it was pretty bad. I only work semi in retail now. I work at a small shop that, like, does engraving and stuff, so we rarely have to deal with a high volume of customers. I would not be able to do that. I do not envy you your job. At least that aspect of it. I'm pretty sure it's not bad when you don't have to deal with 50 million people coming in looking for the same thing. It was the second worst day that you've worked in the past 13 years. That's saying something. Oh, and Rolls, you remember ordering food the weekend after everything shut down? How much of a clusterfuck that was? And just so quickly, businesses got their acts together with regards to Go orders for both food and regular shopping. Yeah, it's real funny how very, well, not funny, it's actually rather admirable that they, a lot of places managed to get their act together that quickly. And, you know, handled the situation as well as they did. Not everybody did, of course, but, you know. I've gotten way too used to ordering food, though, is the problem. I've ordered way too much food in the past couple of years, like, just... It's real easy when you've had a long day, and you're really hungry and just don't want to cook. And it's dangerous, because, man, can you ever rack up bills by doing that. Convenient, though. Find the hidden route using the wind-up camera. Say cheese, hot stuff! Get it? Because it's a hot room? I don't know. Yes, you've hit the nail right on the head with that one. Debt due to convenience. And it's not that I don't enjoy cooking or baking or whatever, I really do. It's just that on the weekends when I have the time for it, I want to use that time as basically leisure time. And during the week after getting home from work, especially when it's busy, I'm just too wiped to even think about it. And then there's the matter of trying to make sure all your pots and pans and utensils or stuff are clean, and, like, even if everything is clean, I'll stop and think, is like, well, I can make this, but then I have to dirty up that pot, that pan, 2 or 3 dishes, a pile of cutlery. Yes, the cleanup, exactly. And that's the thing that usually makes me balk at it for some reason. I don't know, it's just... And of course, the other side of that is I was ordering a lot of food during the height of the pandemic when I wasn't working because I was just so fucking depressed. I couldn't work up the urge to cook anything, you know? Although I did do a lot of baking at certain points, so that was nice. Ah! Oh god! My tuchus! Okay, this is not going well. Which is funny, you know, because I think it must only be an aspect of getting older, because I didn't have any trouble doing any of that when I was younger and I was working a full-time job still. It'd be nothing for me to just randomly decide to bake stuff during the week. Poron, you have finally made it as far as here to see me, the mighty Poron. The mighty Porn! Wait, no, okay. This is a family stream. No, not really, but still. Do you ever give up? I sense you are a die-hard fan of mine. What a joker. I'm not here to see you. I'm here to get the miracle item. You're saying not for me, but the miracle. Is that so? Tisk tisk. It's too bad. Last time I was in the Kansai region on a vacation, I dropped it somewhere in the Zazen town. You've got to be kidding! Well, if he's not kidding, we must return to Zazen town at once. It's not going to be that easy, la. Lily! I'm actually kind of surprised that Goemon got her name right. He has not been good at that. You're all getting in the way too often. Therefore, I'm taking you on a one-way trip somewhere far, far away. Yes! Yes! La. You're invited to hell, Fernandez! I forgot that he just straight up tells you to go to hell in this game. Oh, the things they can get away with. Danson! What are you doing here? I just thought, since I've only been in a few scenes... By the way, the word scenes has nothing to do with my name, because my name is not Dancine. La. You're taking valuable time away from my scene to tell us that awful joke. You've got much to learn. To be a star, you've got to stand out like a sore thumb. I'm getting a lot of Team Rocket vibes from these two. We started watching the very first, like, run of Pokemon recently for some insane reason. You know, the Indigo League? Oh man, it's wild. Ash is such an idiot. I don't know, it's just one of those things where... obviously, you know, the show was trying to explain the concept of the game to you, but Ash fucks up so repeatedly in the first couple episodes for the most basic of things. It's just really funny to watch. Random Pokemon segue, but there we go. That's not fair. Mr. Danson? Miss Lily? What should I do? Ouch! Well, why don't you use the device to get rid of those guys? Every stream needs a Pokemon segue, exactly. One of these days I should actually stream a Pokemon game. The closest I've ever gotten to that is I attempted to stream Pokemon Snap for the N64, and that did not work. I've heard the new game is actually pretty good. Pretty glitchy, but fun. One thing I've been planning on doing for Retro Sunday, on top of like the pile of other games I would like to do for Retro Sunday, is one of these days I might stream either Fire Red or Leaf Green, the remake of the first game for Game Boy Advance, because I remember having a lot of fun with that when I was younger. One of these days. One of these days. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people have been streaming that lately, and I haven't heard anything bad about it beyond just the glitchiness of it. But I mean, glitches are fun sometimes too. I'm an avid fan of Bethesda games. I know all about that. Glitches don't mean nothing as long as they're not game-breaking. Ouch, I say. Yes, sir. Anyway, goodbye, Fernandez. Hey, that's my line! What was all that about? You were gonna stream it today, but you found something more weird to play? I have to ask, what is it? What is the weird thing? Because I do enjoy a very weird game. Fake to be able to tell you that, seeing as how he was here when I streamed something called Nowhere, Michigan last month. That was really bananas. Well, as the band says, goodbye! Switch to the on position! It's a game literally called Weird RPG. That's another one I'm going to write down and add to the ever-growing list. Bye! Where are you going? Stop! What is going on? T-minus 30 seconds. It looks like the time bomb has been activated. Are you saying we're going to be food for the fish in a matter of seconds? It's nothing to be joking about. But no! That is out of the question! Do you wish to save the game to this point in your adventure diary? Sure. You wish to save the game so you don't explode? Ah yes, impact. I was wondering when the next impact sequence was going to happen. And now we dance. The machine comes alive! Such a weird game. I'm shocked that this actually got localized and shipped to North America. Typically they didn't do that with games as strange and as inherently Japanese as this. I'm destroying so many things. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Ah! You know, I think that's the reason why me and my brother kept renting this game, is it was just so different from anything else we had experienced up to that point. Because we didn't even get half the stuff that was going on. But it was just such a quirky, fun game, you know? Ah! Of course, I always did suck at the impact sequences, despite how absurd they are. Did I just hit? Space Station Silicon Valley, that's not one I'm familiar with. Mischief Makers, that was one for the N64 that was also equally strange, I think, that we rented a lot. Okay, I've actually got a list of maneuvers that I can do with impact. The Charming Mermaid by Samba 2. see anything charming about that, but... Oh god, I just remembered that I can't pause this. That was a bad idea. The main thing I remember about Mischief Makers is that you could pick up and shake everything. I don't know why that was such a big deal, but it was. Oh, wait, nope. Ah, I missed. Yeah, that's one maneuver that I do remember how to do now, the beam, but I need to get it to stay still. Yeah, every time I think about Mischief Makers, all I hear in my head is shake, shake, shake. Shake, 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 shake. Ah! Damn it. I was going to try to knock the thing over and then do the... Ah! Where is it? Where did it go? Ah! Oh! That would be fantastic if I could actually hit it. Where's it coming from? No. It'd be cool if I was able to just sort of like hold it in place with the pipe and then do it. Maybe I can. I don't know, let's try it. Or not. Although honestly, I probably could have done it whilst doing this whirlwind thing. If I get the opportunity, I'll try it. At this point, though, I'm pretty close to beating it, so I might not even bother. It's also pretty close to beating me, so I shouldn't bother. Now we're good. It's all good. Just this big circular fist. And that face gazing upon the destruction it has wrought. Well, I've got a movie to complete, so I must head back to France! If you need me again, au revoir! Bye, big robot man. Love you too. Your game has been saved in the adventure diary. Ah! Points! Well, I need to go to Zazen Town next, apparently. Yeah. It's funny how often I need to go back to Zazen Town. Alright, Penny, thanks for dropping by. It's greatly appreciated, and hopefully you enjoy the rest of your night. I don't know why I find that so comical. The fact, you know, baked is like night pen. E. It's just my brain transposing it to actual speech, I guess. Maybe I don't know. It's weird. Maybe I'm just easily amused. Who knows? Well, I know I'm easily amused. This is pretty obvious at this point. Hey, fella. You usually didn't want to be the best dancer. You want to be the best bartender who could always give a comeback to lame jokes. They've got the wrong kid. It's odd. Benki's been letting me pass without taking anything. I wonder why. Maybe he's got a crush on me. I hear all the children have returned safely. Now, typically, whenever I need something in this town, I either talk to Benkei or the other dude, whose name I can't remember. What is it today? Excuse me, Mr. Benkei, I'd like to ask you something. Would you not have something called a miracle item? A miracle? No, I'm sorry, I don't have any such thing. But maybe he would have it. And who could that be? Well, there is the collector, with a collection even greater than mine. I believe his name is Kahachi. Where could we find this Mr. Kahachi? He lives on the center pond of Zazen Town. And a goodbye to you as well, Rolls. And hopefully you also have a lovely rest of your night. I have to remember where the hell this pond is. Is it over here, maybe? Corridor, shopping district. Oh, this is it here, isn't it? I thought this was it. I could be mistaken. Oh, there we go. Oh god, it's a kappa. What do you say? What do you want with me, the mighty water imp, Kahachi? Yes, I'm sorry to bother you. But do you remember picking up an unusual item around here? Maybe you're referring to this odd item I picked up the other day. Is that a fact? If that's true, can you give it to us? Get real. You don't just ask to get something for nothing. Try carving the word world into that piece of rock. And tell me out loud what you have. Hey, that's pretty tough. It's no easy task to carve world on here. It's a tough world. In any case, I can't just go around giving away parts of my valuable collection. Please reconsider, we really need that item. It's so hard to say no to someone so cute as you. Alright, I'll give it to you if you bring me my favorite food. Favorite food? Feud? Yes, my favorite food. Farewell! What the hell is your favorite food? Cucumber! Okay. So where the hell am I supposed to find Cucumber? Okay, so yes, it is indeed Cucumber. I don't really know a whole lot about Kappa lore, usually. Do you know where I find Cucumber? Kahashi's favorite food? Well, it doesn't seem to be gigantic robot. What? What does that mean? Why would it be gigantic robots? How would you even... Yeah, carving the world. Saruto! Oh, you read a book about, a book from the 1600s on Japanese history and it covered the Kappa? Interesting. Maybe I can find it in a restaurant? Oh, that's the inn. It's pretty dark how it originated. Yeah, I do have vague memories that the story of the Kappa is a really kind of awful, if you think about it. Short of it is they drown children. Yeah, I figured it was something like that. Kahashi's not my type. Oh, you're not asking if I like Kahashi? You're asking me what Kahashi likes? Wait, I had no idea you were... Anyway, I've got no idea. By using my super memory, I remember that, while gazing up at the big sacred fire, Kahashi, the water imp, was eating the cucumber made by the son of the priest. That's the most useful information I've gotten all day. I just need to get back to the mountain with the fire. Beep. Which I believe is right here. Straight ahead. The big sacred fire is above here, but you have to take a big jump to get up there. How do I do said big jump? Do I already have the means to do that? I can't remember. Okay, yeah, I need to be able to jump real good, but I can't remember where I have to go to do that. Me jump good. And I can't learn from those critters in Samurai Jack. They're not in this game. Presumably. Oh wait, wrong priest. So, you've come to listen to my sermon? No, where's your son? What? You want to see my son? My son's gone to watch the big sacred fire. Ah, there we go. You'll find him Mount Nyogatake, next to this temple. So we can meet him at Mount Nyogatake? Tisk, it won't be quite that simple. Get to the big fire of Mount Nyogatake. Only those with extensive training who can jump unimaginable heights will be able to proceed. You think you could do that? Try. Wow, I admire your spirit. Let's begin with the training then. In Basin of the Chogoku region, there is a locked warehouse. Inside that warehouse is a training gym, and here's the key to the gym. Okay, this is the key that will open the training gym. Give up! Just like that, I've forgotten where it is. Okay, I need to go to Bison. I wonder if you have the guts to overcome the training. can't recall where that is the problem. He did say it was in the Chugoku region, though, I thought. Oh, wait, yes, because there we go. That door right there is locked. Gotcha. I've been wondering about that. Anyway, I'm gonna be right back, because I'm gonna go grab myself one of those beer I was talking about. I shall return. Won't be long. I have returned with the aforementioned beer. What's this stuff? Landwash Dark. It's a dark lager, because why not? It's from one of the local breweries, Landwash. They've got some pretty good stuff, if I remember correctly. Not that I'm not going to drink it, come on now. Certainly lives up to the name Dark. Ooh. Yeah. Just like syrup. It's not bad. Now granted, I had mostly foam just then, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's go see if we can find some cucumber for a kappa. Though first I need to learn to jump real good. Oh, it's this guy again. Good of you to come. This is where you will train to develop your legs and ankles and become a super jumper. Leap tall buildings in a single bound. Have you come to take on this training? Yes. Wouldn't be for you. Gotta be someone with triangular eyebrows and a round head. So that would be me. Good of you to come. I'm a robot. I got robot legs. I can jump as high as you want. I will now explain the training. You will jump from foothold to foothold around the pillar within a specified time limit. You will have completed your training when you reach the goal at the very top. Jump over the footholds that will move. Try your best to finish within the time limit. Ready, set, start! This is going to be awful, I bet. This game's platforming is not fantastic, as I've said previously. Ah! Though I don't know if it's going to be as hard as the one I had to do as Goemon. Ah! I say that and I whiff the same jump twice in a row. This might be a more speed and less haste scenario, you know? Bring out my inner Skeletor, apparently. Need to make the jump, you blundering buffoon! This part's not as bad, I don't think. I say that now, we'll see. I almost frigged that up, but there we are. Come on, you little dude! I don't know if I'm gonna do it. Oh, what? How tall can this tower be? No, I did it! Alright! That was more forgiving than I thought it'd be. Bravo! From now on, you can call yourself a super jumper! Sasuke obtains the flying magic powers. Using the super jump, you can go to high places that were previously unreachable. Awesome. Let's go get me some cucumber. Heck yeah. Does he have a fancy little symbol for that? Magic flying, magic mermaid. Okay, yeah. They don't get symbols for that. It just tells you what they can do. But it's flying and not jumping, though, right? He's not even jumping! He's using a jetpack! That doesn't make any sense. I also like how the priest's son looks exactly like him, like they're the same age, like they're clones. What? You've come all the way here. So what do you want? See the big sacred fire? Well, beautiful, isn't it? He almost pushed me off the ledge. So what do you want? With the cucumber? Oh, did you want some of the cucumber I grew? Yes. Okay, I'll sell it to you for 800 Ryo. You want it even at that price? Yeah! Sorry, but that's not enough money. I think the cat just knocked something over. That's alright. That's too much. Can't appreciate the value of my cucumbers, you can leave right now. Well, I need to go kill things to gain money. Well, kill things, bust open pots, what have you. Damn it, man, I need that cucumber to save the world. You should be giving it to it for me. I got so angry I started speaking gibberish. You should be giving it to me for free, is what I was saying. He's a priest, damn it. I just want my cucumbers. Okay, I'm making net gain there. The, oh crap. The bombs cost money. Nice camera. The bombs cost money, but it seems like I can get more money behind the walls, so... I suppose theoretically I could just keep going back and forth. Those jars probably respawn. I might just do that, yeah. Because it seems like it's more guaranteed for me to get cash out of that than killing things. So we're gonna have to be doing a bit of running back and forth, but I should get the money fast enough. That being said, I'm pretty sure that there's more destructible doors that way. It's gonna take a little while, but I'll get it. Cool, robots run into explosions. But yeah, let's run into the other area, see if it's you know, got a bunch more warehouses I can steal money from in it. Nope. Yeah, no, it's just as well to do it this way. Honestly, it's going to be faster than just running back and forth to various areas. I'm nearly there. To get this dude's stupid expensive cucumbers. And I think it's a singular cucumber. Honestly, maybe that's why it's so expensive. Maybe it's a euphemism for something. Maybe he's that kind of priest. Oh. that was probably a very off-color joke. Didn't mean to go there, but alright. You missed it? That's fine. Just think cucumbers and what it could be a euphemism for, and we'll go with that. I like how I said we could forget about it, and then I'm just kind of edging you towards... You can come to your own conclusion, sir. Now I have enough money for a stupid expensive cucumber. No, the magic doesn't actually use money. Okay, that's just the special weapons, not the magic. Because I was thinking to myself, it's like, yeah, what if I use the magic, though, and use up just enough money that I still can't buy the damn cucumbers? Damn it! Damn it! Sasuke, please. Here's your stinking cucumber money. You've made a wise purchase. Here you go. Goemon, allies receive the quality cucumber. Now let's buy more cucumber. Buy some more cucumber to feed this dude's cucumber addiction. We fly! I still don't see what that training had anything to do with being able to use a jetpack, but alright. You have to jump real good, so you never need to jump again. I guess. Yes, that's it! Goemon allies trade their quality cucumber with Kahashi's miracle item. Goemon allies receive the miracle snow, shaped like a snowflake. Farewell! Onwards to Festival Village. Now the thing is, I don't know how much more is left to this game. I might be able to knock it out within the next hour, or it might be a little bit longer, so I'm kind of wondering if I'm going to stop here, or if I'm gonna... let's see. Because I need to go over here. And I think with all the miracle items, I can go to space. Go to the one place that has been totally corrupted by the Flake Gang. Space! I also like how I got EA's bazooka in the submarine and I never had to use it. Just to save the game to this point? Sure. There you are, the 4 miracle items! Now open the passage to outer space! Space! Pimo God. I am the Pimo God. Let me warn you that once you go to outer space, you may never be able to return. Will you still go? Yes. I commend you for your courage. I think this is the end game, yeah. I just can't remember how long the final dungeon is. It would be cool if I finished this tonight. Gorgeous musical castle. Yep, this is it, alright. Oh god, it's Majima! So many Majimas. I hope this place is not as confusing as the other place. Festival Castle, that was it. Festival Castle was a very confusing place. Yeah, I need a key for that door. There's a key right there. A terribly inconvenient looking place. Once again though, absolutely magnificent music. So much lava. So much unnecessary lava. Okay, so where the hell is the door I need for this? I would also like to point out it's so very much like this game that the final important key item you need to get to the final dungeon is you need to buy a really expensive cucumber. Of course. Ah! What a close shave. Ow. Maybe too close of a shave. Okay, that just leads me back out here. Oh, there we go. I like how that's not actual water. It's just designed to look like a... because, you know, it's a stage. Oh, that was a mistake. On the one hand, I probably need to go through that door. On the other hand, I want that doll. Honestly, Sasuke's rocket powers might help. Well, I'm not going to be able to get up there from here, but... I was a bit more careful, maybe. There we go. Now if we can find 2 more in here, that'd be nice. Guaranteed I've missed a bunch, but, you know, that's how it is. That's how it be. When you haphazardly go through a game like I do. Ah! I was gonna say, I didn't see that there, but it popped out of the ground. That's why I didn't see it. Wait a minute, haven't I already been in this room? I have. I was up on that ledge and I ran off of it because the camera is so screwy. Alright then. Meaning I have to do that again. Nah! Too far! Or rather, I went the wrong way, I suppose I should say. Nope. No dice. Yeah, I did it again. I feel like with slightly better controls and definitely better camera, this game would be so much... Like it would be... I don't know, it would just be so much better. It would move so much more smoothly, because it's got a lot of great set pieces, great action, kooky as hell story, weird characters. It's not the worst controlling game by any means, but it's just not fantastic, you know? Okay, now don't run off the ledge. There we go. Now I have to use Goemon's magical ability, where he basically turns into a Super Saiyan. Although the bottom part of his hair is still black. Yeah, it's gotta be a reference, you know? I can't see any other reason why it wouldn't be. It does seem weirdly specific, doesn't it? I honestly don't know if Dragon Ball was referencing something else when they came up with the whole Super Saiyan thing. They might have been. Because, I mean, the original Dragon Ball, like, run was sort of riffing out a lot of old legends anyway, so it's entirely possible that that was something else they took from something else. Time to get tiny! So far, this final dungeon doesn't seem like it's that bad. It seems like they're basically a sequence of little puzzle rooms, which is cool. The Majima Bros again. You know, because they kind of have that mask and they're like the Hammer Brothers. The Majima Brothers. Majima truly is everywhere. Even in games that existed before he was created. I did run into him in Earthbound that time. Ah! Ah! Okay, I actually didn't need to do that. Okay, I'm gonna wait till it gets to its second stage there, because I can still make that jump. I could have gone over there too, but may as well wait for it to come back. Oh, okay. Ah! Damn it. I don't like it. Okay, now is not the time for beer. Okay, now is the time for beer, because I fucked it up. Okay, this one I don't need to move. Although I do need to move then, and honestly I could have just jumped anyway. Or rocket power. Ah! I had it that time and I screwed it up. Oh my. Alright, let's try it again. Yes! Thank God. Nothing else in this room? Alright. Of course, now I just need to figure out where I need to go with the diamond key. I did not notice that ladder last time. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Nice wave machine. Surf's up! Yeah, I get the feeling I probably need Ye's transformation for this. Seems like the this dungeon is trying to make me utilize everybody's maneuvers. Although maybe I only need to get some extra goodies, but that's also fine. I also like how they give her the classic seashell bra. Can't really get a good look at it with the camera, but... True traditional mermaid. Well, no, if she was a true traditional mermaid, she'd probably be hideous. And now we're in some completely different place. Oh, this is probably the island that they stole, yeah. That makes sense. That's exactly what it is. When I woke up in the morning, the town looked so different. Well, it doesn't really matter to me. The Peach Mountain musical is on twice a day, at 1 and 5 p.m. It's always the same content, but I keep on seeing it anyway. What else am I going to do? I've been kidnapped. This is where Shogun Town of Bison used to be. It's become so strange, it makes you want to yell, "This is nothing like Kyushu!" Boo-hoo. Woohoo! Weirdly laid out town, if it was a town, but okay. This area is terrible for business. Nobody comes here. I should just give up being a merchant and become a musical star. I saw Peach Mountain Shoguns musical yesterday as well. Dancing is just great. Our Shogun Town has become what it is now in an instant. I've got no idea how we're going to be able to manage from now on. Your game has been saved. Well, now I'm stuck up here. I can't go back, but that's fine. I'm just going to assume that they did this after they captured the whole town. Because it would be really weird if the entire town was laid out like a hedge maze. Then again, this game is just strange anyway, so maybe I shouldn't be so surprised. Yeah, so Mitsu. That's creepy, kid. How's my imitation? Don't I sound just like Kitty Lily? All the young women seem to be going to the Peach Mountain musical quite often. I wonder if it's the same in other towns as well. Buddy, you're in space. I know you're an old fella, and I know there's like really tall hedges, but if you look out, you might notice that space is happening. Oh, yay! Umitsu! Great, you're okay! Umitsu! I'm glad you're okay! I didn't know what would happen when I saw Kyushu flying away. I just like to picture Goemon just got right in her face and screamed her own name at her. Why? Because he's just hot-blooded like that. It surprised me at the time, but I'm alright. I'm sorry to have worried you. But to see all of Kyushu in this state... Peach Mountain's instant stage beam's power has increased! We've got to do something quickly. Just imagine if they continue to do this to all of Japan. That's right. By the way, I wonder where Danson and Lily are. I heard that they were behind the doors right ahead of us. But the door is rigid and cannot be opened easily. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow the door down. Got no time for dumb jokes. I know someone who could help us. Who? I'm sure he's at the restaurant. Nah. Oh, wait, there's another spot right next door. Okay. Wise old man! Sponge cake. Do the young women prefer flashy men like that dancing guy? Maybe I should be wearing makeup myself. Maybe it wouldn't hurt. Brown radish. Hey, yay, it's you. It can't be. Wise man? It is. It's my old man, Wise Man. My old man, Wise Man. I'm just overjoyed to see you. But I thought Wise Man died. You couldn't be further from the truth. Just look at me. I'm as healthy as ever. Then who was the spirit the witch called for us? Yes, there is something strange about that, but let's not worry about it now. It's a plot hole, but we're not going to explain it. What are you doing here? Oh no, that was my twin brother, Dullard. No, it was actually a dude with the surname Wiseman. That's what it was. Well, I was caught by the Peach Mountain guys, and I gave them mechanical robots and an instant stage beam. Well, in exchange for a muscle car, poster, and 5 car magazines. But they had a bunch of robots before your house blew up, but I guess they must have kidnapped him earlier. Nani? Oh, I mean, I strongly resisted, but they forced me to make them. Well, it all makes sense then. The mechanics seem so familiar. I don't know what to say. But that's strange. If they kidnapped you, what reason did they have to blow up your home? Did you just say? My house has been blown up? All those car magazines I collected over the years. Who would do such a thing? We believe it was probably the Peach Mountain guys. I will not forgive them! Hand me your weapons. Here, take this. Don't you feel our journey is taking some wild turns? Go get them! Take revenge for my poor car magazines! It could be that it is actually car magazines, but I kinda get the feeling that that itself might have been boulderized a little bit, and that maybe he had something a bit more dirty that he was collecting, perhaps? Maybe he's more of a Master Roshi type? Maybe that's just me. Oh god, legs. Well, this is really intense. I appreciate that. Look at the big portrait of Danson. Damn. Yeah, I really like this tune. This is a good tune. Could be I'm not supposed to go this way. Okay. Okay, no, I probably have to slide down from there. Oh, shit. That explains why the ladder is on this side. Because the challenge is to get back to the first room. Ah! Camera's working against me again. Okay, they don't all turn at the same time. That makes things a bit easier. Legs! Interesting. Aha! Perfect. Damn it, it happened again. Ah! Yeah, once again, the camera issues. It's my biggest complaint about this game. Other than that, I did not need to jump. That platform goes right to the wall. I'm probably good. Whoa! Okay, I do need to jump to get to the second platform, though. I should probably wait a little and gauge the perfect time to do it. Ah! Ow. Okay, I didn't quite go far enough. I did it like a microsecond too soon, I think. There we go. That did it. I like that we have all these peach symbols. Is there more to this room than this? Might not be. I might fall in here from a different area, and this is how I get back if I screw up a puzzle, maybe. I'd say that's exactly what it is. Yeah, because I just screwed up and fell in this room. Try that again. Perfect. It mightn't hurt to do this as Goemon, though. There we go. Yeah, I don't need that. I'm full health. Perfect. Okay, I actually need to use this ability for that. It looks like I need to use Goemon's ability up here. Well, time to roast. I mean, why do I need to actually do it right when I can just severely roast myself? I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna burn. Cool. Okay, I think that's actually the hidden area behind the picture of dancing. Dance! Where's the enemy? Oh, there it is. So is that coming back down, or did I have to be standing on it? Okay, I think I need to be standing on it. There we go. That did it. Excellent. Yeah, that's exactly it. Now I slide down from here. Slide levels in Mario, it's not, but it's still kind of fun. I gotta make this jump again. Easily enough done now that I know that they don't move at the same time, however. Legs. I have to keep pointing them out because they're so damn weird. But which way do I go? Does it even matter? Oh, that way works. Ah, perfect. Okay, so I didn't miss as many of those dolls as I thought I did. I only missed 3 hearts worth, and one of them might have been one of the golden dolls, and I might not have found them all in here anyway. I guess we'll see. I feel like I'm getting pretty close to the end of this place, though. Well, maybe. It's kind of hard to tell because the game doesn't give me a map of it. Oh, maybe it does. Well, it does, but... oh god, it's the rotating room for Super Castlevania. No Mode 7 here, though. Careful. Peach Mountain Main Hall, entrance. Ah, here we go. Time to see a stage show. And I didn't pay for any tickets. Welcome! Welcome to our stage, la la! Fernandez! I'm not Fernandez! Behave yourself. This will be your last stop anyway. What do you mean? Today is the day you get to experience our secret powers. What's this extra confidence I sense? I don't know what secret powers they say they have, but they can't defeat us. Yes, you're right. I don't see any way that they can beat us. Don't be so sure of yourselves. All we have to do is join our two forces together, la la. And it will be history for you guys. Starting right now, we will make you our die-hard fans, yes. I'm a die-hard fan of Die Hard. Die-hard fans! What? Listen, la la, to this song, la la. Observe, la la, the dance, la la, of the Peach Mountain Shoguns, la la. We actually get to see them in person. Try not to get starstruck. Oh no. Oh no, I'm getting starstruck. She's a lot shorter than I thought she was. She can search for a shepherd and look up to my stage. Gorgeous! My stage! They're doing the chicken dance. Like a rose that blooms in nature, that sweet scent. Melody to surround a sweet memory. As our dream continues tonight. Oh, gorgeous, my stage. I wasn't expecting to be doing any singing, but here we are. Ooh, what was that? I can't believe it. I don't know, but I think I'm becoming a die-hard fan of Dancing and Lily. Come on, open your eyes. Hey, where did Dancing and the guys go? The guys. Goemon's face. What the? T-minus 120 seconds. Swine! They've reactivated the time bomb and ran. T-minus 100 seconds. I'm not letting them escape. Time for some more impact. I'm not even gonna bother looking up the fight controls for impact. I'm just gonna do what I always do, wing it. How did he even get in here? Every other time we've summoned him makes sense, but I suppose he can go to space, can he? Here we go, start. The machine comes alive! Impact's a real cool robot guy, though, if you think about it, because he's this big celebrity now. He's a movie star. All I need to do is call him on a goddamn conch cell, and he's just there. Forget about Dancing and Lily. This is the celebrity I want to worship. Giant Robot Man. Every time. I thought for certain it was going to spawn me in and have me drop down the damn hole. Ah! Damn it. I really suck at these segments. At least I don't feel bad about destroying shit up here. I'm haven't taken anybody's homes or anything. Yeah, it's not terribly easy. It's not the most complicated thing in the world, but timing your jumps can be hard sometimes. The enemies can't really do much to harm you when you're impacted, but you just have to worry about the obstacles mostly. And of course, the more things you destroy, the stronger start you have during the actual fight. Space! And now this turns into Star Fox. Great Peach Mountain Battleship, Ballbera! Yeah. I thought I was kidding, but no, it does basically turn into Star Fox. Yeah, is there another section of the ship I'm supposed to be destroying here? There we go. Oh my god, I actually effectively used the beam. However, I took a lot of damage doing that, so... Okay, yes, I need to basically destroy the different sections of the ship. So I don't think I'm even going to bother using the special attack for this. Oh, what? What's shooting me? Oh, the damn Peach things. The core, it's open! I think. Okay, no, it's just spitting out more ships. Never mind. Again, I was kidding about it turning into Star Fox, but that's basically what's happening. Okay. What now? Ow. Damn, I missed it. I missed my opportunity to strike. There we go. That did us. Screw you and your giant peach. Not gonna wish the guy's name actually was James. Literary. Literary pun. Or reference, I guess? I don't know. Okay, I don't need to use the beam next time it opens up. Kaboom! Almost a close call. I think that might actually be it. I think that might be the last boss. I mean, it blew up their spaceship. What else are they gonna do? Or not? The grand finale is about to begin! Oh shoot, they have a giant robot. The Fairy of Love and Dreams, d'Etoile! Do I get my health back? I got my health back, thank God. I would love to use the beam on it, but I don't know that it's going to stop long enough for me to do it. At this point, I don't want to start the fight over if I don't have to, so let's take it slow and simple. Where'd you go? Stop that. No, honestly, at this point I might have to. Unless I can nail it with the beam. That would have been a good time to do it. Yeah, no, I'm screwed. Unless I can do this without really getting hit again. I don't think I've got much of a chance. Ah! Damnation. I don't know how much good the pipe's gonna be either. Nope, we're down. Impact down! Okay, the problem there is I think I gotta start over from the— oh no, they start me at this. Good. I was half afraid they were gonna start me at the beginning of the fight with the ship itself. Thank God they don't. It'd be great if I can hit him with the beam, but I don't think that's going to happen. Ah! I was close. Where'd he go? Weaponized money! The coins are so small, though. It's interesting that... that was a bad idea. The only way that was going to work is if he went right into it. Thankfully, it doesn't look like you can be hurt when you're doing that. Ah, damn. Maybe that would have been a good time to use the beam? that's a new trick. Well, not really. I think other bosses have used that. Pretty sure the first one used that trick. No, I'm not fast enough. No, I think I need to do this the simple way. Just keep hurling my money at this guy until he goes away. Oh, this is new. Ow. I don't like this. I don't like it. Maybe I was supposed to use the beam against that. All I know is I'm starting to look pretty poorly again. There we go! Alright, that's it. I gotta save up the beam for when he does that. That way I can avoid the damage. Doesn't work when I don't have one built up, though. Ah, not close enough. There we go. Two can play at this game! Okay, this is a bit more tense than I was expecting, but I almost got him. Ah! Ah, shoot. Okay, I have to try to survive this. Perfect. Well, you're screwed now, buddy. Up yours! I think that does it. That cannot be! Me, a big star, lose like this? Ah! But Fernandez! Don't think for a moment that you have won. As long as the instant stage beam remains in our control, I'm certain we'll one day turn Japan into a gorgeous stage. Shut up! Your evil plans will end as of now. And my name is not Fernandez! It's Goemon! Go get him! Impact! Kaboom. Murder! Great. Maybe they are like Team Rocket. They are blasting off again. And they've become constellations, maybe? There, how does that feel? Look at how far he has flown through. Now he has really become a star in outer space. Okay, I'm headed home. There's impact looming. Now Japan will be peaceful again. But Goemon, what shall we do with Kyushu, still in outer space? Whoops! Forgot about that. Omitsu's still there. Ahoy! That looks like Kyushu over there. Do you know of any other floating islands? Yes, I see it too. I'd say that the time bomb set by Danson happened to just take out the control device of that castle. Too good to be true. Oh, but first, we must go to pick up my old man in Omitsu. Oh yeah, you're right. Well, should we get going? Wait, what's that? Scream, scream. Look there, Goemon. Look at all those cute girls. Well, of course. We're the heroes that saved Japan from the Peach Mountain. But why is this the first time they've been so happy? Well, it must have something to do with them finally noticing my good looks. Hey, everyone just calm down. Everyone here wanting my autograph, start a line here. Don't you think these girls are acting kind of strange? What? Hey, you guys! What have you done to Danson? And the oh so beautiful song and dance of Danson and Lily! We won't be able to see them thanks to you, you little... I can't believe this! And there it is. That's how the game ends. Everyone's pissed off. No, we dance. Such a weird game. I beat a game! I know, it's amazing. That hasn't happened in so long. I haven't played this game in 2 months, and I stream it again and I beat it. Get wrecked, Sasuke. But yeah, such a weird game. It's just like a fucking dance troupe from the stars appears, kidnaps a bunch of people, lifts an island off the ground. Oh, this! I forgot about that! That's distressing. He takes a picture of her, gets real tiny, and then scoots underneath her skirt. Fucking abusive Maru. But yeah, so a dance troupe from the stars appears, kidnaps a bunch of people, rips an island out of the ground, and then when you beat them and save everybody, they're pissed off because they actually thought they were coming neat. That's basically the way this series works, as far as I know. Well, of course, you did destroy a bunch of people's houses with your giant robot friends, so I don't know, maybe they don't really have any reason to like you. Let's be honest. Friggin' Japan. And their weird shenanigans. This is very much a unique game for the N64, though. I am really glad I am really glad that this did get localized and released in North America, because this blew my mind when I was a kid when I played it. And as I said, it's got some problems. You know, the camera is basically non-existent. The controls aren't fantastic, but it's just a great looking game. It's a great sounding game. The soundtrack is phenomenal. And it's just unique. There's nothing else like it. The only thing that's like it are other games in the same series. Hey, he's going to shoot you. I like how I never used that bazooka at all. I think I killed one enemy with it after I got it. But then the special abilities usually only show up in specific instances, so... So yeah, that's it for Mystical Ninja. I'd say I'd have to think about what I'm going to do for Retro Sunday next, but I've already started Code Veronica, so next time I do Retro Sunday, I guess I'll just carry on with that. I do have a lot of catching up to do with the Resident Evil series, so... As I believe I've said, I've owned Resident Evil 7 since 2017. I've not played it since. I haven't played it a single time, and I probably need to fix that. But no, I've got so many games that I feel like I really would need to do for Retro Sunday. I've got a bunch for PlayStation and PlayStation 2 now that I can do. I really should do the Final Fight series again, maybe play the second one. There's a number of Super Nintendo games I'd like to do. I'm ready, let's go! And then he shoves his head into the oven for some reason. What a weird thing. It's not as bad as all that going. I am Impact. Son, Ichiro Mizuki. Voice actors, because this game did indeed have voice acting. Yeah, there's a pile of games in this series, and I don't think there's been any released recently, but I think there have been some released within the last, say, 10 years. So, I don't know, I need to look into the rest of the series and play it, I think. At some point. Because again, Lord knows I've already got so much going on already. The number of fortune dolls you collected. I missed an entire row. Seems about right. I don't think you get anything extra if you get all the fortune dolls. I'm not sure, though. Okay, and then it just brings us back to the title screen. Yeah. Alright, so that's going to do for that for tonight. I wasn't expecting to actually finish the game, but I did, and I'm glad for that, because I've left that one hanging for way too long. So, if you happen to stop by to watch, I thank you very much for doing so, and hopefully you'll find folks to join me again next time, wherein I'm probably going to either carry on with Unreal Life, or, Arkham. I don't know why it took me so long to remember that, but Arkham City is the other major game I'm playing. It's going to be that, or Arkham City, and there might be a little bit of extra put in there too. I picked up a game through the Steam sale today that seems... I don't think it's got a lot of streaming potential, but it's certainly going to be interesting to look at. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to leave you in suspense, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, until next time, I thank you for stopping by to watch, if you did indeed do so. Hopefully you join me next time, but until then, as always, I wish you a farewell, and I hope you have a great night. So long for now.